All right, everybody, welcome back to the Route 281 podcast. This is episode 21, and to all my listeners out there, thank you so much for listening, watching, supporting the podcast. Appreciate if you hit that subscribe button, and also head over to Spotify and give us a follow there as well. I would appreciate that. Today's episode is with Dan Lewis, who is running for District Magistrate here in Somerset County, Pennsylvania. So he's going to talk to us a little bit about what the role is as District Magistrate, and also about his experience of being a constable for the last 27 years. So we're excited to talk to Dan and get to know him a little bit better. Once again, thanks for listening, watching, and enjoy this episode. All right. I got something new for you guys. This episode is brought to you in part by Quiet Waters Travel, LLC. I don't know about you, but I love to travel. And personally, I love cruising. Lindsay at Quiet Waters Travel is an independent travel advisor. Got a dream trip you want to take? Quiet Waters Travel will help you plan it. Booking on your own can be a hassle, and who has that kind of time? Did you know that even when you book on your own, you're still paying for an agent? Yep, so why not save yourself the headache and let Quiet Waters Travel plan it at no cost to you? Quiet Waters Travel understands that traveling is more than just visiting new places. It's about creating unforgettable memories. With Lindsay's experience and expertise, she will help you create the perfect itinerary for you to unwind and refresh. So whether you're taking a cruise, booking a beach resort, or taking the kids to Disney, make sure the next trip you book is with Quiet Waters Travel. Contact Lindsay at quietwaterstravel.intellitravel.com. Link in the description. All right, we're rolling. Episode 21. Dan Lewis, the Republican write-in for District Magistrate, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Thanks for coming. Good to be with you. Yeah, we were talking a little bit before things started, but we kind of have a bit of a history. You married one of my best friend's sisters.
Yes.
I knew you back then a little bit, but really haven't seen you. Well, I've seen you, but really haven't spent any time around you in a long time.
Well, most people say that's a good thing.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll find out by the end of this episode, I guess. So then I'm driving down 281. I see all these signs for Dan Lewis for District Magistrate. And I'll be honest with you, BJ, who's your brother-in-law,
Right.
He texted me like a couple, must have been right after you first decided you were going to run.
Yeah.
He said, hey, you should have Dan Lewis on. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, so you can thank him.
Yeah. Well,
But then I saw all the signs. I knew we were getting closer to election
right.
or whatever.
November 4th.
November 4th, yeah. So, and you know what? Local elections matter.
Absolutely.
And I think that's something that I probably didn't realize whenever I was young. It's not that I voted, but I voted in the big elections, and I probably voted in the local ones, but maybe I didn't even pay attention or care. But when you get older, you start paying taxes, and things matter more.
Absolutely.
But it's never too early to start paying attention. It's never too late. So anyway, yeah, just I didn't want people to get to know who you are, and I'm sure you want to take the opportunity to talk about why you're running. And I have stupid questions like, what does a magistrate do? Unfortunately, I've never been in there.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. But, so maybe you can, talk about what happens behind closed doors and when the doors are open.
Okay.
And, tell us about your career as a constable.
Okay. Well, first you were talking about local elections. It's very important when you look at a local election. You want to look at the best person for the job. And you don't want to vote for your friends or family, and it's hard to say that, honestly, because I hope I have my brother's vote and my wife's vote.
Yeah.
But you want to look for the best person for the job. And I would love to sit here and say that I am the best person for the job, because I believe I am. I have 27 years experience as a constable, and that's not just for local judges. I am a state constable. So I go all over the state of Pennsylvania. The furthest I have traveled is the Philadelphia area. We had somebody, I had 6 warrants for a gentleman that went out to Philly, and Philly didn't want to get him because it's such a long ride.
Yeah.
And the judge had to approve that I would get paid mileage to go out there. And I went out to Philly. It was quite an experience.
So tell me, what's a constable?
So a constable...
And you've been doing this a long time, right?
Yeah.
Because I can remember you being the constable, or at least even you talking about it. This is when when I was graduating high school. So
right.
That's 25 years ago.
Well, I really wish you wouldn't have said the year. But, I'm going on 27 years. In November will be 27 years. As far as what a constable does, and now I don't know this to be fact, but I've always heard that the acronym COP meant Constable on Patrol.
Oh, yeah.
It was an acronym for that. Now, how true that is, I don't know.
Makes sense.
But constable was the oldest form of law enforcement in the country. What I do is I serve civil papers. I serve landlord-tenant and evictions. And I do arrest warrants for summary, sometimes misdemeanors, criminals warrants. And I tell everybody, I have served warrants from retention of library property to rape. And it's pretty crazy because you go after a bad guy and then your next warrant is for somebody who didn't turn in a library book.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, one's probably a little bit more dangerous to arrest.
Well, the thing about it is in the
is
mindset.
It dangerous?
It is dangerous. It is dangerous. And the most dangerous thing about any type of law enforcement is complacency.
Yeah.
When you get complacent, like, oh, I've been to this guy's house 100 times, I've arrested him 100 times, I know him.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he's not in the right mood and he's not going to go. And I tell everybody, I treat you the same the first time I arrest you or the 10th time I arrest you. I don't care if you're 16 or you're 90. And you got to be like that. I've had 27 years of training. When I first got into it, you got the basic training. The civil, the criminal, transport, defensive tactics, and firearms training.
Mm-hmm.
Every year I go back for civil updates, criminal updates, defensive tactics, as well as firearms training. Every year I am retrained and updated. So I get to fight every year at training. I get to shoot my gun every year at training, which if you have a handgun and you're doing concealed, there's no reason why you can't go out and shoot.
Yeah.
Once a month anyways.
Yeah.
Because I love to shoot.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point where with ammo being so expensive, you go and you buy a .22 because sight alignment and sight picture on a handgun doesn't change because of the caliber.
Right.
So 22 shells are still a little high, still a little high, but you still get the sight alignment and sight picture practice.
Yeah. We had our first ever youth group at the church I go to, Wesley Chapel over in Skelton.
Okay, yeah.
Great church. Awesome pastor, Pastor Tim, if you're watching. But we had a youth group where we got to go and the kids got to shoot skeet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, what caliber is good for a youth?
Well, I'll say we were shooting between 20 gauge and 12 gauge.
Okay.
And the young ladies that were involved were shooting the 20 gauge and handling it just fine.
Okay.
And some of them shot for their first time.
Now, what's your age range?
So probably between 12 and, 7th grade and a senior in high school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's youth group. So, we put some clays on a static target. We hung some off of a pallet and let them shoot fire a couple shots for their first time. If the ones that were just shooting for the first time, got to shoot at this pigeon on the pallet so they could watch it blow up.
Right, absolutely.
At probably about let's say 25 yards.
Oh wow!
And some were taking the clays right off the pallet, and then we let them. Then we threw a few birds for them to shoot.
Yeah. And
you could tell the ones that had done it before,
right,
and the ones that were new at it. But they have to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
And what a great experience! It was just it was an all around good time with great people, and the kids had a really good time, which was nice.
Well, I tell you what, there's nothing more important, and something kids will never forget is if you take them out and you take them shooting, but to be able to do it safely, and with respect for the gun.
Yeah.
I have had my son shooting a pistol since he's been about 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And he's pretty good with a Glock 17. He likes my Glock. Now, last year...
Oh, he's definitely capable of handling that now, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, he's a big boy. He's got big hands. Some people say he looks like me. They tell me all the time, boy, he's a spitting image. And I was like, well, I don't think I was ever that cute. But he, this year, for deer season, I got him a gun with a scope. And he's never shot out of a scope because I'm more of a pistol guy. And so I got him a 22, and we went over there. And I said, now here's what you got to do. You got to look at this, breathe. All the techniques that I showed him with shooting a pistol, and man, at 50 yards, he's within like a coaster.
Yeah.
And never shooting out of a scope before. And I did it with a 22 because I didn't want him to do it out of a 243 or 22 250, and it'd be too much. But he's definitely got the girth to hold a 300 Win mag.
Yeah.
At his size, but he did real good with that. I'm really proud of him, and the respect he has for the gun, and the safety that he shows towards it is more impressive than his shooting ability.
Yeah,
and I think it's real important that kids learn that type of stuff early.
Absolutely.
But
because you have to know what it's capable of, and how to handle it properly, and then the healthy fear,
absolutely,
of it, and then it just takes time and practice and experience, but to never lose that healthy fear. Even as somebody who's been shooting since I was that age, you have that healthy fear where people are at, always watching how you're holding the gun, there's people around when you're hunting, and
right.
It's just practice.
Well, when I qualify, I have to qualify once a year, every year, in order to carry a handgun in my in the line of duty. And there's people my age and older that are just scary. Just scary just watching him hold a gun.
Yeah.
You got to know, I haven't got into malfunctions with him in a semi-automatic, but I do have a lot of people that contact me and say, hey, can you come show me how to shoot? Can you show me how to shoot? It was really crazy for me because a girl that I coached in T-ball contacted me and said, hey, Dan, I just got my concealment permit. Could you come show me how to shoot? And I said, don't you have to be 21 to get your concealment permit? She says, yeah, Dan, I'm 25. I was like, oh, don't tell me that. Because I coached her in T-ball.
Yeah.
Man, she's getting old, not me. But
hey, never too late to start,
Right.
I took my wife to an indoor range.
Yeah.
One of my customers gave it to me as a tip. They gave me a gift card to this indoor range in Youngwood. So we went down and we had a blast.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Right.
But so I got there and I wasted a clip full of hollow points before I realized that I didn't change the magazine.
Right, right.
And they were expensive, like you said. Those were getting expensive.
Yeah,
for my 9mm. But
my duty ammo is about $1.35 a shell, and every year I qualify with 60. But I will tell you that when I was an officer in Morgantown, we had to qualify once a month as an officer, and we would go to I believe it was called Defense in Depth, and they actually have programs. It's an indoor range as well, and they have programs you can put in where the target will run towards you, and then it would go like this.
Yeah.
So, oh man, it's more of an experience than just standing on the line and shooting a flat target.
Yeah.
It was exciting, nerve-wracking, because you're trying to get those rounds down range.
Yeah.
To make sure before it turns. But yeah, that was awesome.
So, so you're still a constable?
Yes, sir. I'm a constable until if I win the election.
Mm-hmm.
When I take office, I have to, because I can't hold two elected offices.
Okay, so constable's elected, and then how often do you have to run for a constable?
Every 6 years.
Every 6 years?
Yes.
Okay. And then if you, with the magistrate position, how often do you have to
That's
run?
every 6 years as well.
Okay.
But because the existing or the last magistrate retired, they're having the election this year because normally the magistrates don't run this year.
Mm-hmm.
So they are having the election this year instead of
and then
waiting.
It'll go every 6 years from there?
Every 6 years from January.
Okay, nice. So, so when it was Stavanis, right? Or
Yes.
King? Yeah.
Now, one thing I will say about Judge Stavanis is she was never an attorney.
Yeah.
And a few things that
That's
I want
what I didn't. I just learned that you don't have to be an attorney.
Yeah,
to
there's
be a magistrate.
there's a few things that I want to clarify. Is in order to be a magistrate, like you could go be a magistrate if you're elected or prior to the election. If you want to go to Harrisburg and take the course and pass the exam, you are certified to be a magistrate. Now, it would be harder for you not ever being in the system or not knowing the system. I don't want to say being in the system, but
right. Not in the system.
Not knowing the system, because honestly, it can be pretty confusing. There's so many days you have to do certain things, so many hours certain stuff has to be done. With Judge Stavanis, she was a real good judge.
Yeah. She was in for a long time, right?
Yeah, over 20.
Wow.
And the magistrate before her was not an attorney either.
Yeah.
And now I don't remember her.
Yeah.
I didn't work under her.
Yeah.
But I was contacted in 1998 by an employee of the county that said, "Hey, Confluence could really use a constable." And I said, "Well, what's it about?
Yeah.
What do you do?"
Yeah.
And so I read into it and researched it, and it's not funded, and it's something that a lot of people don't know, is that I don't get paid by the county. I don't get paid by the magistrates. What happens is, say I would go out and arrest you. Say your fine is $100, and you haven't responded or you haven't contacted to make any type of payment arrangement. You just poof, disappeared. They have a certain order that they have to do things, where they would send you a letter, say, "Hey, you have a pending warrant. If you don't respond in 30 days, then a warrant's going to be issued for your arrest." Then they call me. I'll go pick up the warrant. I'll come to your house. Let's just say, for easy things, your fine's $100, which nowadays there's no fines. It's just $100. But we'll say it's $100. So I come to your house and I'll say, "Sir, I got a warrant for your arrest. This is what you owe. Let's say $150. You pay me $150. I take that money back to the magistrate. They put the $150 in. The $100 gets applied to your fine, and the $50 goes to me. Now, it doesn't go to me directly. So at the end of the month, because Harrisburg requires, and the PCCD, Pennsylvania Commission on Crime Delinquency, requires a 30-day turnaround for any monies owed to the constable. So once every 30 days, they'll give me a check of all the warrants I've done. Now, on the other hand, if I come to your house and you owe $100 and you don't have the $150 that you need, I would then arrest you, transport you to the magistrate where the warrant comes out of. You'll go in front of the magistrate. You'll get arraigned. And the judge can do several things at that time. They can sentence you to jail. They can put you on a payment plan. They can give you an amount of time to pay the warrant off. There's a lot of different situations that they can do. And working for several different magistrates, I've seen it handled a lot of different ways.
Oh, I'll bet. So, do you often have times where people resist?
Absolutely.
And are you going by yourself?
Yeah, I go by myself, and
so I'm picturing like a bounty hunter type situation.
Well,
is it similar?
It is.
What's the difference between a constable and a bounty hunter?
Well,
are they self-employed?
A bounty hunter is self-employed, and they only get paid if they get the people.
Yeah.
Which is like me. I only get paid. Like, I can go out and work for 8 hours, and if I don't get anybody, I don't get paid. So I'm hustling.
Yeah. You want to make sure you get them arrested, and if they resist, it's like you're.
Yeah, that's my food.
Yeah.
My super. And now I have to get a medium fry instead of a supersize. You know what I mean? But no, I've had several resist. But the difference between a bounty hunter and a constable is, I don't believe there's any type of training required. There's no regulations on that whatsoever. Yeah. And you work for a bail bondsman.
Yeah.
But as far as the constable, I'm a subcontractor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I have to carry my own insurance, my own bonding, supply my own vehicle, my own wear and tear. So people see me out. I do drive a pickup truck now, but people see me out and be like, you must make a lot of money. I was like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
If I don't catch anybody, or if I catch 5 people, I got to wait 30 days to get paid on that 5 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I got to upfront my own gas money, my own tires, my own oil change.
And you did this for 25 years.
27 coming in November.
Yeah. You know how many people you've arrested in 27 years?
Well, I was trying to think of that when you contacted me about this, and it's around 21,000 warrants that I've served.
Wow!
Now you got to understand that you can have multiple warrants on you.
Yeah.
And when I calculated, it's between 500 and 700 a year. Mm-hmm. Some years, when I first got started, nobody knew me. And I love Judge Cook out of Somerset. Mm-hmm. And I worked a lot out of his office. And his office manager at the time was Marcia Whipke, and she was on it. She knew her job. She knew what needed to be done. And she put faith in me to be able to do my job. Mm-hmm. And give me a chance.
Yeah.
Stavanis's office always worked real well with me, and Judge Bell's office over in Myersdale always worked real well with me.
So what's the difference between when you serve a warrant and a police officer serves a warrant?
Well, think of it like this: Do you want a police officer going door to door to serve a warrant on a traffic fine
no.
or a retention of library property, or do you want them out there controlling traffic and addressing crime?
Right.
That's the way I've always thought about it.
Yeah.
That makes me feel a lot better that I'm freeing up a cop
Yeah.
to do his job, which I'm not going to say is more important than what I do.
Right.
But it's more in the moment where the cop will write the ticket, and if there's no funds or these people are running, then it's my job to find them and complete his process.
Gotcha. How many constables are there in a county or in a state?
Well, it goes by districts.
Okay.
And every constable can appoint a deputy. Now, the thing about a constable appointing a deputy is you're ultimately responsible for whoever you appoint.
Yeah.
I'm a very, I wouldn't say non-trusting person, which is basically why I go out by myself, is because I've been trained. I know how to protect myself. I know how to do handgun retention. And honestly, it comes down to talking to people.
Yeah.
If you catch more flies with honey.
Yeah.
And what's really works for me is I'm 6 foot, I'm a big guy, I'm bald, and everybody says I have an RF. You know what I mean? Or is resting on an RBF, I guess. You know what I mean? I just look mean.
Yeah.
But I'm a super nice guy. And well, I like to think I am.
Yeah.
So when they come to the door and they see me, they're expecting this mean guy, and what's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Here's what I have. Here's what we need to do. Can you do this or can't you?
Yeah.
And I'll make calls for them. And one issue that I think we do have as a magistrate, as with magistrates, is we don't have a full-time magistrate. I don't believe. Not any that I've worked for. I mean, and I think that if I get appointed or if I get elected, that I would be a full-time magistrate. So when you call for the judge is there.
Right.
That's one thing that we don't have. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not.
And so
Sometimes they're doing other jobs.
Okay. So if you had your own law firm and you were a magistrate, you could be doing law and or whatever they were doing.
Absolutely. But as far as your constable question, in Somerset County, I believe there's 3 of us.
Okay.
That I know of. Me and another gentleman are basically the only ones that do the warrants. Now, you go to Fayette County, and because I do a lot of my training in Fayette and Allegheny County.
Yeah.
Because the stories you hear over there are just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you take those stories and you just put them in the back of your head, because what if?
I imagine you have to prepare for the what if.
Well, I tell you what, it's funny because I also work in the Labor's Union.
Yeah.
1058 out of Pittsburgh. So
I did a year.
Did you do it? You did a year?
Yeah, then I was in the Carpenters for 5.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I always thought, and maybe this is going to get me in trouble with a lot of the construction guys, but I always thought it was hard. It was going to be really, really hard.
I spent my year and a half, whatever it was, behind a concrete truck with a backpack vibrator or a shovel, or
right,
whatever, working in front of the straight edge,
right,
for my father-in-law.
Yeah.
And then
I
got the opportunity to go be a carpenter or an operator, and I chose carpenter.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you that I got into the union as a flagger, and I do labor work when I can. If there's a need for a flagger, then I'll go and cone everything off and do the flagging, but the concrete. But the majority of the work is you bust your butt for an hour and a half, 2 hours getting everything ready. Then you wait for concrete.
Hurry up and wait.
hurry up and wait. And then the concrete's in, you bust your butt for a couple hours, then you hurry up and wait again.
Yeah.
And I had recently lost a lot of weight, and it seems to be coming back a little bit at a time, working construction. But it's quite an adventure. It's something new that I'd never done, and I've been in the union for about 5 years.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's honest work for sure, and you meet so many cool people on construction. Like, maybe rough around the edges, but people would give you the shirt off their back. That's
Right.
what I realized.
Yeah.
I met a couple characters that when I first look, you're like,
Yeah.
oh man, what's up with this guy? And then as soon as you get to know him, and you're laughing, jabbing each other,
Right.
and it would come to your aid in a moment's notice.
Right.
And so many people like that in the union.
Well, the reason why I transitioned into about me working construction is you post no parking up in Pittsburgh, and nobody listens to them.
No.
Nobody sees those orange cones with the big no parking signs on them. So I'll go knock on the door. Well, I'm trained as a form of law enforcement that when you knock on a door, you never stand in front of it, just in case. And I get asked all the time, why do you knock on the side of the door? And I was like, well, what if they're going to shoot? Or are they allowed to see you? And then you remember, I'm not arresting these people. I'm just asking them to move their car. So a lot of my training has transitioned into everything I do.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. So what kind of crimes does somebody come to the magistrate for? Like before they would go up?
Basically, you can appeal anything. Anything, and that's one thing. And I know every magistrate, every arraignment that I've ever been in, the magistrate always says you have so many days to appeal this judgment. And so you can appeal anything and get it taken to a higher court.
Okay. So the process is you get a fine, you don't pay it, then you go before the magistrate.
No, you can get a fine and you can plead not guilty. Okay. You want to go in and fight and say, hey, I was going 66, not 68.
That happens in front of the magistrate.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so I guess my question is, what do you got to do before you go in front of the judge in a courthouse? What's the...
Those are like your DUIs,
Okay.
your criminal offenses,
Okay.
and a lot of times those can be held in front of a magistrate and waived to court.
Okay, gotcha. They can say you could say I'm going to send you to court for this one.
Well, no, the magistrate wouldn't say that. Their attorney would waive it to court.
Okay.
And 9 out of 10 times that they do that, they're working on some kind of deal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
with the proper training, like you've been in and out of that office for a long time, so you have the experience.
Absolutely.
Because you've seen probably so many cases.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Different levels of cases, and I've seen the way judges handle the cases. Some I agree with, some I don't. And the one thing is the judges, and this is why I'm a big believer that I don't know how to say this without implying anything, but do you want somebody telling you as a contractor that, hey, you're not doing that concrete right, or you're not finishing that concrete right, and they've never done concrete?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen that before.
I've seen that quite a few times,
Yeah.
And I deal with that on a daily basis. But do you really want somebody? And I know there's a lot of magistrates out there that have I know there's a lot of people in a position that I'm running for that have never been in these people's houses, have never been to the training that I take, that have never actually physically arrested anybody and knows what goes into it. Better yet, they've never gone into anybody's house and seen how they live and say, there's no way that they can come up with $100 a month to pay this fine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's other people, you go into their house and they got the 70-inch TVs. They're smoking 5 or 6 packs of cigarettes a day, and you can't come up with $50 a month to make your payment.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it blows my mind.
Yeah. So you got to be able to make, for the most part, common sense decisions. Would you say?
Well, I would say, I don't know if it's sympathy or empathy, compassion.
Mm-hmm. Probably all the above. In a way. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will tell you, I grew up with 3 brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 brothers, and I don't know. My parents have always worked 2 jobs. My mom and my dad both. I work 2 jobs. My wife works 2 jobs. I coach football for Rockwood, Go Mainliners, and I don't have time to do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when I was growing up, when your mom brings out the tater tots that she made for dinner and she counts them out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get this many, you get this many. That way everybody has the same.
Yeah.
And growing up, I didn't have a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I work 2 jobs now and I don't have a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And with that said, I think I can put myself in people's shoes. Where there's some people that have never been through that.
But at the same time, there's got to be a time where you have to turn that off to serve justice.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. And again, that comes with
being on both sides.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I'm sure you know, but we have a problem in this country now where we turn. And this is at a higher level, but we turn criminals away time after what they call a career criminal.
Oh, absolutely.
Which we should not even have that term.
Absolutely.
And then they go and do something,
We have career.
The worst example where they, take an innocent life after they've
Right.
been turned back out on the street time after time. So we don't want that.
And and when I said that I didn't agree with a lot of the ways or some of the ways things were handled, those were the cases.
Yeah.
Those were the cases where I arrest this person every 2 months.
Yeah.
Or I arrest this person every other or every month.
Yeah. At what point do you just lock
At
them
what
up?
point do you just say, hey, go to jail? It basically, it'll wean you off of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Another thing that I'm very passionate about with law enforcement is drugs. I am 100% against the drug scene whatsoever. And working in Pittsburgh, it's just crazy. You see it everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
no matter where you go.
Yeah.
From Squirrel Hill, and I'm downtown right now, and it's just like they call it the South Side Lean, I think.
Yeah.
It's nuts. And honestly, I arrested a young man about a month ago, and his girlfriend and him were both on some pretty bad stuff, and I knew he was going away for a while. So I knew he would be, at least off of it for that long. And I had been harping at her, you need to do something for yourself. You don't want to go to jail to get clean.
Yeah. Right.
Why don't you do this or why don't you do that? And I have a friend that went through it, and went through the process and went through the programs, and is doing absolutely great.
Yeah.
And he is now an advocate.
Yeah.
For rehab centers and that type of stuff. And
Yeah.
so she contacted me and asked me hey, do you know of a good place? I said, I don't, but I'd have somebody who does. And I made the connection with them too, and got her a good place.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm happy to report that Monday she called me or messaged me on Facebook and said that I'm on my way.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see how that turns out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it'll ruin your life. Just
absolutely.
Yeah. Just
and you don't think it's as bad as it is until you see kids you went through school with.
Yeah.
Walking like zombies.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a problem. I mean, I'm grateful to live where we do because
absolutely.
We have people here who work hard and cherish family,
absolutely.
cherish those values. It happens, but we don't have the Somerset lean,
Right, absolutely. Absolutely.
Or the Kingwood lean or the Rockwood lean. You may have a leaner here and there, but not everybody's doing the lean.
Right. Well, I think it's I don't want to say it's not as obvious in a little places that we live, but it still exists,
mm-hmm.
and I think it still needs addressed.
Yeah,
because if there's 5 out of 100 here, comparison to Pittsburgh where there's 10,000 to 100,000 there, it's the ratios are pretty much the same. So why not nip it in the bud with the 5? So there isn't anymore. There has to be something that we can do.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about that because I've seen it work.
Yeah. So your office would be the New Centerville office, correct?
The New Centerville office, yes. If I get elected, it would be in the New Centerville office, which would be Judge Stavanis' old office.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't picked out my chair yet.
Yeah,
because it's going to be a tight race.
Yeah,
but what I've been doing is I get up at 4:30 every morning. I go to work. I work all day, and Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays I have football practice.
You can't really campaign at work, well. But actually, you probably can because a lot of people drive off this mountain to go.
Well, you're right. A lot of the laborers are from our area.
Yeah,
but I get off of work. I have little papers that I copied and pasted out of the newspaper.
Yeah.
And I go door to door. On Tuesday and Thursdays, I usually hit it a little harder because I got more time. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I got football practice at 6. And what's taken me so long is, I don't know if you could tell by now, but I love to talk.
Yeah.
And some of these people, you go to their houses, it's like nobody's ever visited them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they want to talk. And there's nothing better than going to a house and talking to somebody and learning something about the area.
Yeah.
I made a post on Facebook the other day that did you know Kingwood had its own tractor? They made tractors in Kingwood?
I did not.
Yeah, it was called the Neppers tractor. And there was I believe there was a total of, and I know somebody's going to comment and correct me, but I think it was 14 or 18 tractors that they made in Kingwood.
Wow.
And
there's a few Nepper families that
I don't know if it's anything connected to that. I don't know if it's spelled with a K or an N.
Huh.
You know what I mean? But that was really, really cool to learn. And there's a lot of neat stuff.
Yeah, well, we can't lose that either, which is nice to go. And I found myself kind of in the same situation as a remodeler, residential remodeler. I go into a lot of homes.
Yeah.
And I find myself talking to people. I get a few customers I get to know pretty well, and I go over and the husband and I have our little 15-minute morning meeting just chatting about whatever before I start and before he goes to work. And I'm like, I enjoy that part of it.
Absolutely.
But this gives me I get to kind of play off of that.
Right. But if you're campaigning, you want to try to hit every house you can. And when you only have so many hours and so many weeks left to campaign, and you go to a house and you spend 30, 35 minutes at a house, it's no more shaking hands and kissing babies. I mean, I like to talk too much, and I'm a constant learner. I love to learn.
Yeah.
There's just so many people out here, and the older folks are the best.
Yeah.
I talked to the postmaster from Markleton, the old postmaster from Markleton, and Mr. Peters was his name, and his I believe it's son or grandson's a state trooper.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And he just, I mean, I sat on the porch. He said, "Have a seat." Well, I kind of need to get going. I didn't say that,
Yeah.
but I tell you, I was about ready to take my shoes off and just relax.
Yeah.
But he had a story for everything, and that's wonderful. And that's why I haven't got everywhere yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've seen your signs all up and down 281, and
the majority of those signs that I put out, I do a lot on Facebook.
yeah.
Because I do have a very, very good support system.
Yeah.
My wife is wonderful. My daughter's great. My son is probably my biggest supporter. I mean, I don't know where everybody lives, but I'm knocking on doors and teachers are telling me that Talon's campaigning for me at school and he wants to take some pins to school. I was like, no, I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
But he's probably my number one supporter. He wants to go with me when I go out.
Yeah.
And there's a beautiful house that I knocked on the door of, and the lady asked me to come in, and I said, "Listen, my son loves this house."
Yeah.
I said,
not
"Would you?"
under arrest, by the way.
Yeah,
You have to clarify that first.
right. Well,
they know you.
she said, "Well, go get him," because he was in a truck. She's like, "Go get him and bring him in," and showed us around the house, and beautiful house.
Yeah.
But it's funny you say that, and because when I first decided to run during the primary, and I went out and I got some signs. I didn't get as many, and I didn't have. They're expensive, those little signs.
It, yeah.
But
especially when you got to buy hundreds of them.
yeah, so the people are like, listen, you need to go meet people you haven't arrested, Dan. You know a lot of people, but you need to meet people you haven't arrested. Yeah. So a lot of times when I'm going door to door, that's my opening line. That hey, I've been told I need to go around and meet people that I haven't arrested, and it's great. If I'm not elected, I can honestly say this going door to door hasn't been a waste.
Yeah.
Because I've met a lot of great people.
Yeah, and there's so many great people around, and I'm learning that too doing this. But it is, and you could probably coaching football,
right?
I mean, it's a challenge. One, because I know you're busy. You're working 2 jobs.
Right.
You're running for election.
Right.
And you're still coaching football.
Right.
But I got to hand it to some of these coaches. Even the ones that are doing the high school thing, I know they're not getting paid a lot of money, but
right.
It's essentially a volunteer position.
Right.
And it takes a lot of time. And
absolutely.
effort, especially if you want to try for the kids.
Right.
It's like if
I hate to lose.
Right. So I coached my kids in softball.
Right.
And I hated to lose too. And I would be hurt after the game if we lost.
Right.
We're 5 minutes away from the ball field. They're laughing and talking
right.
about what's next and this and that. They don't care. But the parents.
Yeah, it just as a coach, these kids are goofing off afterwards, and you're thinking, bro. Yeah. You just lost.
That's at that age. You're like,
and I understand that, but I tell you what's easy for me. I coach with Seth Foreman. I don't know if you know Seth or not, and we're on her 6th graders this year. Were part of our flag team. Me and him started coaching, and these kids were in flag.
Mm-hmm. It's fun to watch them come up together.
And they've all come up together in minors, 2 years in minors. And now we're in our last year of Rockwood Youth Football, which I will say, the AYFL Rockwood Youth Football is completely community sponsored.
Yeah.
The money is done by fundraisers and donations. Nobody gets paid for nothing. Mm-hmm. All the money goes back into these kids, which is phenomenal. I mean, we got new uniforms last year. Our helmets are reconditioned every year, and that's all due to the community and the donations that we receive. But our kids, and all these kids are my kids. They work great together, and for the most part, they get along.
Mm-hmm.
But we have an awesome team.
Yeah, it's fun to watch them work together.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch them grow actually in the sport. And if you're fortunate enough to be with them whenever they're starting,
right?
My wife coaches basketball, and their team that will be a junior high team this year. The head coach will have been together since they were in the tiny.
Oh yeah.
Now this group of kids has been playing together, and they're going to be a pretty good basketball team, I think.
Yeah,
they've all grown together, and they kind of mesh together, and then you build a team. It's not just putting a bunch of kids together at one time.
Right. It's phenomenal to see the way these kids have developed and gotten big and just their abilities have just come a long way from pulling flags to tackling.
And this is maybe out of your wheelhouse, but maybe you can comment since you're kind of close to it. But where do you see high school sports going if the enrollment continues to decrease in some of these schools? I know we got the co-op program with Berlin for football,
right?
This year there was we've got some kids on the soccer team from other schools and stuff like that. But you see us having to do that more and more with other sports, or
I honestly, my opinion on that is not. I don't think he's going to be a very well liked one. But my opinions is when I was growing up, you weren't allowed in the house.
Yeah, right.
We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have PS5s or Xboxes or anything like that. Yeah. You went outside.
Yeah.
You rode a bike to a local field. Everybody came down. They played football. They played baseball. I remember kids getting on their bike and riding from their house, and they lived in Jersey Hollow. Mm-hmm. They all came down for the football game, and we would play till dark. And you had to be back in before the lights were on, mm-hmm. or once the pole lights came on, you had to be back in the house. And I think the enrollment all starts with the cell phones. These kids are too busy with social media and computers and games. And that's what I love about my kids. And when I say my kids, I mean my team. They may all have cell phones, but I have them for 2 hours a night.
Yeah.
And on game days, and you don't see them with them.
Yeah.
And my son has a cell phone. He has a PS5, but there's stuff that he has to do.
Yeah.
So I think it starts at home. The enrollment.
Yeah.
The enrollment issue is parents need to be more involved,
mm-hmm.
and it all comes down to that. If you're not involved with your kids and you're letting them focus all their time on their phone and their game because you don't want to be bothered,
mm-hmm.
then that's what you're going to have.
Yeah.
You're going to have low enrollment. I love the fact that these kids love the sport. I would love for Rockwood to have its own team,
mm-hmm.
Because my kids going over there next year, I personally believe is going to be the whole junior high team.
Yeah.
Maybe they may have one or two Berlin boys, but I'd like to see it to be mostly mainliners because we got a tough team.
And what is not the mainliners? How did that come up?
Okay, so now I don't know years and everything, but when it was never the Rockwood Rocket football team,
right?
It started out as the mainliners. And
there was history involved there.
Yes, it started out as the mainliners. So I believe it was the start of last year. We put a pool together, or a poll together, that when the kids signed up, do you want to change it to mainliners or keep it Rockets? And the majority ruled, and we went back to mainliners. And the board members had a great presentation at homecoming, and I believe there was one or two original mainliners that were at the game,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they announced them. And when I think about it, even just saying it right now, I got chills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that means a lot because I'm a turkey foot Ram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Rockwood was our rival and everything.
How long before that school comes to Rockwood?
That I don't know. It's
tough because that's actually like you're spread towards Connellsville and you're spread this towards Rockwood.
well, and what's crazy is we're so close to Rockwood.
Yeah.
I mean the bus for Rockwood turns around not even 2 miles out of Confluence and goes back to Rockwood. I don't know all the politics involved with that, but one thing I will say, I graduated, and I like to tell people this that don't know where I'm from. I tell them, I graduated top 10 in my class. Yeah, I just don't like to tell them how many I graduated with because that kind of bums my head.
Yeah.
But I graduated with 26 kids.
Yeah.
And I don't think the numbers are getting any better.
No, I mean, there's some small classes at Rockwood, too.
Yeah. Well, I think my son has the largest. He's in 6th grade. He has the largest class in school, I believe, or at least in elementary he does. And I think there's 60-some or 70-some.
Yeah. Well, say what you want about the sports, but it is good for the kids. I look back on high school and I remember games. I remember the time with my friends.
Right.
And never suffered academically. Could still do anything you want to do.
Right.
You don't have to, you've got the rest of your life to work. I did work a job in high school,
right.
and it did take time away from sports, and that's okay because
absolutely.
Something else. But
sports, it's not the fact that sports needs to rule everything. It's not the fact that you need to focus everything on sports, but it's sports builds social skills. Mm-hmm. It builds competitiveness. It builds character. It builds bonds that last forever.
Yeah. I like the accountability, and we talk about this with our kids.
Yes.
Like, you're part of a team. You got to hold yourself responsible to your teammates because they're counting on you. So that part of it is, there's, we can talk
I still talk to people I played football with, and I've even called on a few of them that to help with a few situations I have. Matt Kingsinger went to school in Myersdale. He was wonderful at ball and ended up after college going to play arena football. Mm-hmm. And he's now a pastor in Arkansas and a football coach in Arkansas. Yeah. So it was cool to be able to reach out to him because we played in the Ken Lancey game together in Johnstown as all-stars for the county, and get tips and drills off of Matt. It was really cool, and to focus where, hey, this is what's going on with my team. Yeah. Do you have any suggestions or what I should do? And he'd shoot me a link, and you watch, and it was great to be able to reach out to him, especially since he went professional. And even as far as Myersdale, I use all the resources I can. I have a soccer player, and I hate to say that, but I have a soccer player on my football team, and
don't tell me he's a kicker.
Oh, one of the best. One of the best kickers.
Yeah, so you need a kicker. You need the soccer player.
And I guess I do.
I was a soccer player.
But I contacted a gentleman in Myersdale who played for Waynesburg and was the punter and the kicker. And he was able, and still to this day, helps this young man kick. And last year, I believe my man was 10 years old, and he was kicking 30-yard field goals. Yeah,
that's cool.
And it's just crazy. Yeah.
And they're pulling double duty. They're not only the kicker.
Oh, no. Well, you're exactly right when you said numbers. I think I have 16 on my team if everybody shows up.
Yeah.
And I understand parents work, and you have car issues and kids get sick. But I'm averaging anywhere from 12 to 13 kids at practice, and it's hard to get a good practice.
Yeah.
And my kids are probably one of the best shaped teams in the league because they have to be.
Yeah.
They're playing kickoff return, punt return, offense, defense. These kids are playing every position possible because they have to.
Yeah, they're learning work ethic.
Oh yeah.
And it carries over into any job they're going to do.
Absolutely.
Teamwork, carries over into career.
Well, I love the fact and I hope that they stick together through Berlin and they just stay together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping what they learn on the field. Now I yell a lot.
Yeah. Somebody has to do it.
Yeah, I yell a lot at the kids, but like I said, I've yelled at them since they've been in flag, and I think they're kind of used to it. And but I like the fact that they stick together and the fact that they help each other up.
Yeah. Well, at least any of them go to the military. They won't.
Oh yeah. They're used to the yelling. I just hope Berlin yells at them as much as I did.
Yeah.
Because I'd hate for them to get soft.
Yeah. No, I've heard good things that the kids mesh well together.
Absolutely.
And coach over there holds them accountable academically.
Absolutely.
Morally and
well, and more importantly, that's what it comes down to, accountability and good ethics, good moral ethics.
Yeah.
And I know I preach that in my home, especially with my son because I've this bullying thing that has been going on for years, and if you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all. And he's a big boy.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't ever want to hear you bullying anybody. And if you see it, you take care of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Those rules need to be commonplace in the home.
Absolutely.
We talk about them with our kids and with each other.
Yeah.
I got three kids and they're typical.
Yeah.
Extraordinary, but they're still siblings. And
yeah.
But yeah, that rule flies around. Think before you speak.
Right, absolutely, and maybe another thing that I preach to my son is, you never know what they're going through.
Yeah.
Growing up like I did, we had a lot of hand-me-down clothes, and everybody knows it.
Yeah.
But
that's okay.
It's you never know what people are going through,
right?
And
just compassion,
it is, and I if I do get elected, I want to carry that over, and I want to talk to kids. And as a constable, I've been to Myersdale and spoke to kids. They were going over the judicial branch and the executive branch, and they wanted to know what I did. And Turkey
Did you
Foot.
always do that? Did you always go into the school, or recently?
This has been about 3 years ago. I went into Myersdale, and I believe it was 2 years ago. I went into Turkey Foot, and it was just a selected few.
Yeah.
And the one thing I was surprised of more than anything, out of the questions, out of the kids, is nobody handcuffed herself. And I passed around my handcuffs, to show the kids, and nobody handcuffed herself. And thankful or thinking the latter, I brought my handcuff keys, just in case. But that was the most surprising thing.
And you didn't handcuff anybody either.
No.
Yeah, show them what not to do.
Yeah,
this is what happens.
But I do like to. I love to talk to kids because kids absorb so much, and to have somebody speak to them that has not only been in their situation, and can guide them through, but give them new knowledge. I didn't know if you know about the compulsory attendance or violation of compulsory attendance. Yeah, if you don't go to school, I can arrest your parents.
Oh, yeah. We've gotten the letter,
So-
but only because you missed so many days, but never
Right.
that far.
Well, I've served several warrants on that
Yeah.
in the county, and some of the kids, well, I don't want my mom or dad to, I was like, well, you need to make sure you come to school,
Yeah.
And a lot of kids don't know that
Yeah.
that their parents can get in trouble if they don't come to school, and some don't care, some do, but the majority of them do,
Yeah.
So it's knowledge over everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Making, I preach common sense, and it's like, okay, and that comes from growing up in a good home and real world experience.
Absolutely.
And, take our kids to church, and, wisdom comes from Proverbs. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
Right.
And, but yeah,
Well, and that's the one thing I tell my son is like, I'm not telling you not to do something because I'm being mean. I'm telling you because I've done it, and I know what happens.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
and
it's for your own good.
Yeah, it's for your own good.
Trust me, I've been there.
I hate to say that I have that experience, but don't do it.
Yeah, I think we all want our kids to be able to learn from our mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. And growing up, you never think, hey, mom and dad telling me not to do this, they're just being mean. No, they've been through it.
Yeah.
And once the kids realize that, then, it's a lot better.
Who are you running against, do you know?
Yeah, I'm running against Pat Swanovic.
Oh, okay. I thought he was going to be in the courthouse.
No, he is running
Also for magistrate.
for magistrate, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe his sign says district judge, but it's a magisterial district.
Oh, so
Judge.
I would have thought it was two different, So I'm glad you clarified.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's going to be a fun race.
Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody will doubt your work ethic, or your character. I, like I said, was around you when I was young. And, we kind of, I know BJ and I always kind of straightened up a little bit whenever you came around. So, that worked. You're the right man for the constable job anyway.
Right.
And, I hope your experience, carries you forward and serves you well. And like I said, working the way you do, working in the community, see with kids, that's a good thing. And I don't think anybody would doubt your work ethic for sure, Dan. So
right.
I appreciate you coming on, and
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you could do it, and I'll be seeing you out there with the mainliners, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a game in Myersdale Sunday. It's our last regular season game. Starts at 5:00, so the kids may get to play under the lights.
Yeah.
We're hoping to crush them. We lost 2 games this year so far. We lost to Conemaugh Township. They were tough, but we could have beat them.
Yeah.
And then we had 3 teams leave our league this year. So Seth and some of the other board members fought to get us 3 more games so we could actually have a AYFL youth football league this year. And so we ended up playing Westmont, Bishop McCourt. Now, these are big schools.
Yeah.
And there was another one we played, and I can't remember the team right off the top of my head. But we lost to Central Cambria was the other team.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to their fields, and they got stadiums, turf. And I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're proud of our New Jerseys.
Yeah, right.
And
Hey.
they got turf, but
It comes down to when the whistle blows.
it comes down to the
matters.
talent and the skill, and these kids, they give it all they got.
Yeah.
If they don't, they get yelled at. Yeah. But they work hard, and I'm proud of them.
Yeah. That Rockwood Bunch is a resilient group.
Yes.
And like I said, the work ethic is here in Somerset County in general. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It shows. Just people who love life and like to work hard. So
right. I will say that my kids, they not only have great work ethic. They're good kids. I mean, they pick each other up.
Yeah.
I kind of yelled at my son. I mean, you're out here. You're supposed to be making this tackle. You make this tackle, and then you turn around and help the kid up. How are you supposed to be mean that way? I want them to fear you on the football field, not friend request you on Facebook. So but great sportsmanship these kids have, and I know me and Seth, we preach that to these kids, sportsmanship. Act like you've been here before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but and a lot of it comes from their parents. Their parents are great. Yeah. And I mean, we wouldn't have a team if it wasn't for their parents. Yeah. And better yet, we wouldn't have a league if it wasn't for Rockwood community. Yeah. And the donations. I mean, I can't believe it. Yeah. It's amazing that the community would come together. Yeah. For that.
Yeah, we've seen that on many different occasions, including. Somebody who's in need, some cancer patient.
Right.
My sister was a benefit of community support, and they do pull together. If somebody needs something or these kids need something, people are very willing to step up.
Well, we just did a benefit for the young man diagnosed with lymphoma.
Easton.
Yeah. And we did that last. At our last football game. Yeah. And so both teams, Conemaugh and us, we came together. We said a prayer. We got a pitcher, and we got Easton a gift, along with all the money that we raised for Easton and breast cancer awareness, because I'm sure you know that October is breast cancer awareness month, and the whole team wore pink for breast cancer and green for lymphoma. Yeah. So again, I can't say it enough. You just these people have no idea who we are. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they give. Yeah. And it's such a great support system.
Yeah, community is huge, and it's something that we actually have here. And sometimes you can take it for granted because you do have it until you go somewhere where you don't. But to live in an area like this where, you got the community around Rockwood, community around Somerset, and everybody has their community, and the Berlin community is great. Right. And it's just, it's when you start raising kids, you want that community to, to be around them, and especially when you're going through something. But yeah, community support around here is huge. It's awesome.
I can remember playing Little League baseball, and my uniform had the name of the team on it and who sponsored us on the back. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's always been like that, and you don't see that in too many areas. Yeah. But Somerset County is great for that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, wish you the best in the election. Like you said, it'll be tight, but it'll be fun to watch. And hey, hope you get in there and are able to do the community good. So
yeah, that's my whole objective.
Good. All right, Dan Lewis, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming on.
All right, thanks. Hold
on before you go. Everybody gets a gift. You're a hat guy, I see.
Yes,
so
sir.
Maybe you can wear that when you're not wearing your Rockwood hat.
All right, I can do that. Well, I got something for you too. This is a pin that says "Write in Dan Lewis for Magisterial District Justice," and I got a sign for you too. Okay. Actually, if you would like.
Well, you passed the test, Dan. I'll take the sign.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, brother. I appreciate you. All right, thanks, Dan.
Yep.